If you're looking for your next page-turning summer read, you might find it in the whodunit Murder by Design, which drops today. It's already being called one of the most ingenious mysteries of the year. And joining us live via Zoom is the mastermind behind it, #1 New York Times bestselling author, TV writer, executive producer, Lee Goldberg. You probably know his work from hit shows like Monk and Diagnosis Murder. Lee, welcome to the Fox Local Book Club. And
it's great to be here.
Happy release day.
And I love being called mastermind. This is fantastic. I need that notarized for my wife.
I think you qualify for that title. You've given us some unforgettable, quirky detectives over the years. So tell us about your new protagonist, Edison Bixby.
Edison Bixby is a detective who uses elements of design to solve his crimes. The world we live in is basically built by man. It's a way for us to control nature and make life easier, but architecture and design also influences us. So that's where he starts in the ways that he solves mysteries. There's a quote from a famous architect, I'm going to mispronounce his name, Bernard Tschumi, who once said that the best way to understand architecture is to commit a murder. And that's what gave me the idea for writing this book.
That's a great spark. So the mystery kicks off, I think I can tell people, with a woman falling down a crowded mall staircase. Everyone assumes it's an accident, looks like an accident. But Bixby says it's murder by design, thus the title. How does someone weaponize a building?
Well, shopping malls by their very nature are weaponized against us. We don't realize when we walk into a building like that how our behavior and everything we do is being controlled by the architecture around us, by the music, the smells, the colors on the floor and the walls. We're being manipulated the moment we walk in the door. And in this case, someone has used that manipulation not to get this woman to buy something, but to essentially murder herself. And we willingly give up control in so many ways in the world by letting architecture and design decide how we're going to move and how we're going to do things. And Edison Bixby is able to see that.
That is a very cool concept. I've never heard that one before. So he has a traumatic brain injury. So Bixby has no filter, rather rude to most everyone he meets. But he's paired with this character, Wally Nash, who essentially is the social buffer. So is this like a Sherlock and Holmes dynamic? Tell us about it.
Well, it is like a Sherlock Holmes dynamic, but at the same time, I wanted to deliver that trope, but also make fun of that trope, to undo the expectations. I give you what you want, but then I sort of twist it and go the other direction. So these characters are very much aware of Sherlock Holmes and Monk and Nero Wolfe and Hercule Poirot and all those detective and assistant pairings that have come before and work against that expectation. They're not the same as those characters, and they compare themselves to those characters. Edison Bixby, for instance, is not like Monk or Sherlock Holmes or Nero Wolfe, a social outcast who can never date a woman, who has no money. Edison Bixby is rich and gorgeous and has no trouble navigating society, except that he has no internal filter. Because of this traumatic brain injury, he says exactly what's on his mind. He doesn't think before he speaks. And that's why he needs an assistant to kind of smooth the feathers of everybody he offends along the way.
I think I kind of already love him. We have about 30 seconds left, and I want to ask you about this new TV series, You're Killing Me. Brooke Shields is the star, right? And you're executive producer. Tell us about that.
I'm an executive producer. The show was created by Robin Bernheim, and it kind of fits into my other life as a novelist. Brooke Shields plays a famous writer, famous mystery writer, who's forced to pair up with a young podcaster who's never written before. Together they write books and also solve murders in the little Maine community of Founders Cove. And it debuted 2 weeks ago as the biggest hit in Acorn's history in both viewership and new subscribers. So we've already been picked up for season 2 and are already hard at work on stories for them.
Wow. Congratulations, Lee. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Murder by Design is out today, and you can follow Lee on his website, leegoldberg.com.